sports. Moving on now, Patanjali's popular cow ghee has come under scrutiny after a routine 2020 inspection in Uttarakhand revealed serious quality violations, leading to penalties on the manufacturer, distributor and retailer. Tests by both state and national labs has confirmed the product failed to meet mandated standards, prompting authorities to file a case under the Food Safety and Standards Act. After hearings, the court imposed a total fine of over 1.40 lakh rupees, including a 1 lakh rupees on Patanjali Ayurved Limited. The verdict has raised wider questions about food safety compliance amongst major FMCG brands, with officials stretching that no company is above regulation. Patanjali has called the order flawed and unlawful and said that it will challenge the ruling before the Food Safety Tribunal. Arzu Se joins us for more on this story. Arzu, this will come as a setback, this order for Patanjali Group? Arzu, can you hear me? Okay, we're having some trouble there with Arzu's connection, clearly. Let me bring in Narendra Yadav, who is joining us live from Lucknow now. Narendra Yadav, now this of course is a very serious issue that the Patanjali Group has found itself facing. Give us more details about this scrutiny that the group is facing. Narendra, can you hear me? Okay, we are having some trouble with Narendra as well. All right, let me bring in Chetan Seth from Bhopal, if he can hear me. Chetan, are you able to hear me? Okay, unfortunately, I think all our reporters' connections are facing trouble. Let me bring in Ishi Khosla, clinical nutritionist, who is joining us on the broadcast. Ishi, what do you make of this trouble that the Patanjali Group is facing and the response that they've given so far?
Well, I personally feel that it is unfortunate that brands which are so, they are so popular and used by the public should be, having
Kya
such
mazak hai
kind.
ye?
No, it's actually a very sad commentary on our, I would just say, character. That we can't get safe food, and ultimately what is being promised is not being given, and what it is also harmful. So whether we are talking about pure ghee, that is actually beneficial, but when you're going to mix vanaspati and it's going to have trans fats, it's positively dangerous for us. So it's just not a neutral contaminant, it's a harmful and toxic contaminant. And I think the end of the day, the system only can penalize people, and if the penalty is high enough, it should set examples for the others also. And I think the end of the day, we do deserve safe food, and we're not asking for too much. So it's just sad that brands like this are just fooling people and giving inferior quality products. And well, like I said, it's not only inferior, it's toxic. So, and it's for the average consumer, they can't make out the difference.
That consumers could face if they have this product, given this this toxic quality that has come out in the checks.
Yes, and it's inflammatory, it's bad for your cardiovascular system, for metabolic system, for the immunity, for the body in general. It's actually just pro-inflammatory food. And now I think everybody understands inflammation is the root cause for all diseases. So, you really cannot take these things lightly and casually. We have to go beyond petty gains and personal interests.
Bijon Mishra, consumer rights activist, is also joining us now live. Bijon Mishra, what do you make of this shocking quality checks results that have come out, and now this order as well that has been imposed on Patanjali Group? What is your first reaction to this this glaring lapse that has come to light?
Well, Uday, my immediate reaction is that we are able to see the regulator working now. So there is a regulatory oversight, and as per law, as you know, samples are to be taken in a proper manner, and then tested in accredited laboratories, and results are supposed to be made public, and action to be initiated against those who are selling substandard product. So we are happy to see that the food safety authority at the state level is working. They are taking action, and that is in the interest of the consumer. And the consumer always believes that if such mechanisms are functioning, they trust and believe the supply chain. And that is where what I only want to say is that, imposing a fine on Patanjali or similar brands doesn't resolve the issue. It doesn't go to the root cause. What we need to do is to ensure that the common consumer is able to differentiate, and there is a strong recall system. You see, the moment they find that a particular batch was found to be substandard, they should immediately bring them. I mean, there should be a recall mechanism that all that batch of a product which are available at the retail counters should be taken back, and the consumers who have already bought them should be compensated. So there should be a very strong action. It just imposing a fine, the money goes to the government, but it doesn't go to the consumer who is affected. So we always want to see that the consumer who has become a victim of substandard product, or a product which can be very, very harmful for his health and his lifestyle, so he should be or she should be compensated adequately by the offender, by the culprit, so that it doesn't happen again. And we want to make sure that the law is made effective and efficient in the interest of the consumer. So at least my immediate reaction is that the state government has done a great job. They should expose such brands to the common people through channels like you all, and we should be able to empower the consumer to make an informed choice. And this is what I have always been saying, that it is the regulator which should empower the consumer, educate them, make them aware, and make everything very transparent and accountable.
Now,
all the samples, not
now this
Patanjali,
order,
I'm saying
now
all
this
food.
this order has been called flawed and unlawful reportedly by Patanjali. They've said they'll challenge the ruling before the Food Safety Tribunal. What do you make of their response and their statement, and also what is normally the procedure of an appeal? Bijon Mishra.
The culprit will always try to defend themselves. You see, so I have got nothing to say to that. They will take the legal route, challenge it. I'm sure they will challenge. But the point is, now we have to wait to see whether the regulator has done their work in a proper manner as spelt out in the rules of the law, and they have been able to actually catch the culprit in terms of the substandard product. So when they are challenged, I'm sure the law will take a due course in terms of settling whether the procedure was rightly adopted, whether the product was actually contaminated and substandard. It has to be established. Evidences have to be there. So the regulator has to be well prepared with all the evidences, and if it is challenged, the regulator should be able to face the challenge and ensure that the consumer's health is protected and what they have done is right, and not that they get a kind of a warning from the judiciary that they are not doing the right work. But I'm quite sure the state government would have taken all the precautions, would have gathered all the evidences properly, and media people like you all should track it, that what happens. But it should be prompt. It should not be long drawn. And as I said, immediately all the products which are on the same batch, which are found to be contaminated, should be recalled from the supply chain. All the consumers should be told to return those packets which they have bought, and they should be compensated. That should be an immediate action by the regulator of the state government, so that the industry wakes up and they don't take it lightly. They ensure that the quality is not compromised, safety of the consumer is not compromised. So we have to take action. So when a report is there from an accredited laboratory and the government has found that it has not been as per standard, then naturally, they should recall all the products from the market and protect the consumer. Let it get challenged subsequently. But as of now, the consumer's health and safety is paramount. There is no negotiation on that. So we have to make sure that all such products are brought away from the supply chain, are recalled from the supply chain, and destroyed and destroyed. So we have to make sure that even the consumers who have the product in their house, they are given a very simple, easy option to return those products and buy quality products. And that is what will strengthen the supply chain. That is what will strengthen awareness amongst the consumer. And that is what will build a trust in terms of the food safety authorities functioning, the state food authorities functioning. Today, there is a huge amount of mistrust within the consumers. And we all feel scared, including me, that whether the product I'm taking home is as per standard or not, what have been promised to me as per standard, am I getting that product or not? I sometimes suspect. And that is why when such actions are taken, I start believing the system. I start believing the mechanism which is there in place, the law which is there in place, and the regulator which is duty bound, which is responsible to make sure that we get safe and as per standard product in the supply chain. Uday.
All right, let me get in Arzu Seth, who's joining us live from Delhi. Arzu, this, of course, order will be a big setback for Patanjali Group. Take us through how consumers have reacted to this shocking lapse that has come to the fore.
Well, definitely, Uday, there are thousands of stores in India of Patanjali, and also right now we are outside one of the Patanjali store, and we'll also try to understand from the shopkeepers, also those who are keeping the Patanjali products, and the consumers, the customers who are coming to take the products and already have taken those products. Ma'am, namaste, मेरा नाम आरजू है. आपके यहाँ पतंजलि के लगभग कितने प्रोडक्ट्स होंगे?
मेरे ऑल प्रोडक्ट्स होते हैं, मेडिसिन, कॉस्मेटिक एंड नॉन फूड सब है मेरे पास.
अच्छा, आपको पता चला जो घी है पतंजलि का वो क्वालिटी टेस्ट पास नहीं हुआ, आपको इसकी जानकारी मिली?
जानकारी मिली, बट यहाँ पे कस्टमरों को आज भी वही चाहिए घी, पतंजलि का ही. वो अभी कोई कंप्लेन नहीं लेकर आए मेरे पास घी के लिए.
लेकिन जिस तरीके से, क्योंकि अभी खाने में उनको पता नहीं चला, लेकिन जब उसका टेस्ट हुआ है तो वो क्वालिटी टेस्ट पास नहीं हुआ है, तो ये कितना कंसर्निंग है. और आप लोग भी, क्योंकि वो घी रख रहे हैं, आपको तो ऊपर से कंपनी से आ रहा है, लेकिन किस तरीके से ये हेल्थ को इम्पैक्ट करेगा?
नहीं मैम, जब तक कस्टमर हमें नहीं बताएगा तो हम कैसे किसी की चीज को हम खराब बता सकते हैं? कस्टमर ही हमें
टेस्ट हो रहा है ना, टेस्ट की क्वालिटी, टेस्ट की
क्वालिटी ये तो हो रही है, बट ये है कि कस्टमर भी तो हमें बताएगा. कस्टमर ही तो खा रहे हैं. जब वो हमें ये कहेंगे कि मैम घी अच्छा नहीं आ रहा, आप आगे कंपनी वालों को बोलो. बट हमारे पास अभी ऐसा कोई भी कंप्लेन नहीं आया कस्टमर का, और वो डिमांड भी आज भी पतंजलि का ही करते हैं.
अच्छा,
हाँ.
और अभी तक आप लोगों को कोई ऑर्डर्स भी कुछ भी नहीं आए हैं कि?
कुछ भी नहीं आया. और पतंजलि घी जैसे मेरे पे पहले सेल था, वैसे ही आज भी सेल है मेरे पास. उसका वैसे ही निकल रहा है जैसे लोग पहले ले रहे थे मुझसे.
रखा हुआ है, लेकिन स्टॉक वगैरह, और आगे चल के अभी अगर रिस्ट्रिक्शंस लग जाते हैं तो आप लोग किस तरीके से देख रही है? कितना आप लोगों के लिए भी ये सेटबैक होगा?
देखो मैम, जब कंप्लेन आएगी तो मैम सभी को ही ये लगेगा कि घी में कुछ ना कुछ है कमी, पर अभी तो ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. मेरे कस्टमर वैसे ही अभी डिमांड कर रहा है अभी तो.
So definitely, Uday, people are aware about the, quality failure that the Patanjali has gone through, the Patanjali ghee has gone through, and this is not the first time. Earlier also they were reprimanded, the Supreme Court has reprimanded the Patanjali of making the fake advertisement, delivering misinformation, and once again now the Patanjali ghee has not passed the quality test. Yes, Uday.
All right, let me also bring in now Chetan Seth from Bhopal. Chetan, how are consumers in Bhopal reacting to this shocking lapse, this lack in quality that has been flagged now by the regulator, also by the court? Patanjali, of course, says the order is flawed, but the fact is that this has shocked a lot of people who buy their products.
बिल्कुल उदय, मेरी मौजूदगी भोपाल के पतंजलि के उस स्टोर में है जहां से पूरे शहर में सप्लाई की जाती है। हालांकि यहां पर ग्राहक कोई भी नहीं है क्योंकि थोक की दुकानें, होलसेलर जो पतंजलि के जो तमाम दुकान संचालक हैं छोटे छोटे, उनके लिए यहां से सप्लाई होती है। लेकिन जिस तरीके से जो बात सामने आई, उत्तराखंड की सरकार के द्वारा सैंपल लिया गया था, वो सैंपल कई मानकों तक फेल पाया गया। उसके बाद कोर्ट की ओर से जुर्माना भी पतंजलि पर लगाया गया। घी मेरे पास मौजूद है, यही वो घी है पतंजलि का काऊ घी। ये जो है आधा किलो की पैकेजिंग है, ये 250 ग्राम है, 200 ग्राम की पैकेजिंग है, इसके अलावा 1 किलो की पैकेजिंग है। हालांकि यहाँ पर जो तमाम दुकानदार मेरे साथ हैं उनसे तो जरूर मैं बातचीत करूंगा दुकानदार से, क्या उन्हें जानकारी दी गई। लेकिन अभी तक शुरुआती दौर में बताया गया कि प्रतिदिन लगभग इस स्टोर से 200 से 250 किलो घी बिकता है। यानी कि अगर आकलन देखा जाए तो पूरे महीने में 50 से 60 क्विंटल प्रति माह यहाँ से सप्लाई की जाती है। पतंजलि के भोपाल के अंदर 2 थोक के विक्रेता हैं जो पूरे भोपाल के अंदर सप्लाई करते हैं। यानी कि आप माने तो लगभग 100 क्विंटल के आसपास प्रति माह राजधानी भोपाल में घी की सप्लाई होती है। पतंजलि की ओर से जिस तरीके से दावा किया जाता है, शुद्धता का वादा किया जाता है, चाहे वो दवाइयों की बात हो या खान पान की घी जैसी बात हो, लेकिन सरकार ने माना है कि घी कई मानकों तक फेल पाया गया, लोगों की सेहत के लिए ये घी ठीक नहीं है। लेकिन अभी भी राजधानी भोपाल कहें, मध्य प्रदेश कहें या देश की राजधानी दिल्ली कहें, धड़ल्ले से घी बेचा जा रहा है। किसी भी तरह का घी में अभी तक परिवर्तन नहीं किया गया। हालांकि मेरे साथ दुकानदार भी हैं जो पूरे भोपाल में सप्लाई करते हैं। भैया, घी उत्तराखंड की सरकार ने माना कि अमानक है, किस तरीके से देख रहा है, क्या जानकारी आई आपके पास?
सर अभी तक कोई जानकारी नहीं आई है। इनका ऑफिशियल एक लेटर आया हुआ है जो मैं अभी आपको दे दूंगा। लेकिन सर देखिए क्या है कि ये 2020 का जैसे कि मामला है, आपने बताया, तब मैंने थोड़ा सा नेट पे सर्च किया और ये आरएम वैल्यू में डिफरेंस आया है। तो सर इसके बारे में अभी तक हमें कोई जानकारी नहीं थी और हमारी फर्स्ट प्राथमिकता है हमारे कस्टमर्स की सुरक्षा। क्योंकि देखिए सर, हम लोग भी वही चीज़ें कंज्यूम करते हैं, तो अगर ऊपर से कोई आदेश आता है, ऐसी कोई चीज़ें आती है तो हम उस चीज़ पे बिल्कुल ध्यान रखेंगे। अभी तक हमारे पास ऐसा कुछ नहीं आया है। अभी एक मेल आया हुआ है लेटर, जिसके बारे में मैं अभी आपको थोड़ी देर बाद बता दूंगा।
पतंजलि की ओर से कुछ कहा गया या राज्य सरकार की ओर से, मध्य प्रदेश के स्वास्थ्य विभाग की ओर से या फूड विभाग की ओर से?
अभी ऐसा कुछ भी सर हमें नहीं कहा गया है। अभी तक ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं कहा गया है।
राजधानी भोपाल में और भोपाल के आसपास कितनी सप्लाई होती है प्रतिदिन आपके यहाँ से? लगभग
सर करीबन 200 किलो पर डे, 200 किलो की।
तो आपकी भी चिंता है कि लोगों की सेहत के साथ खिलवाड़ ना हो, किसी भी तरह की चीजें?
बिल्कुल, इस चीज के लिए मैं बिल्कुल आगे बढ़ के कहना चाहूंगा कि हमारी भी ये सर, मैंने जैसे आपको बताया, प्राथमिकता हमारी है कि जो हमारे ग्राहक है, क्योंकि सालों से हम लोग ये काम कर रहे हैं, तो हमारी भी प्राथमिकता है कि जो हमारे ग्राहक है उनकी सुरक्षा हो। तो सर इस चीज के लिए हमें जैसे भी आदेश मिलेंगे हम उस चीज का पालन करेंगे।
तो बिल्कुल देखिए उदय, अभी तक किसी भी तरह के आदेश नहीं दिए गए। दुकानदार का भी ये मानना है कि अगर इस तरह की चीजें कोई हुई हैं तो वो जो है उस पर मानते हैं कि अगर कंपनी की तरफ से कोई आदेश आता है या प्रशासन की ओर से आदेश आता है, बैन किया जाता है कि अगर सप्लाई कहीं अमानक की सूचना भी इन्हें आती है तो ये अपने ग्राहकों की शुद्धता का ध्यान रखेंगे और यहाँ से पतंजलि का घी सप्लाई नहीं करेंगे। लेकिन सबसे बड़ी चिंता की बात
जी, बने रहिए आप हमारे संग। नरेंद्र यादव भी इस वक्त जुड़ गए हमारे संग लखनऊ से। नरेंद्र यादव, मैं आपका रुख करना चाहता हूं कि वहां के ग्राहक क्या कह रहे हैं। व्हाट आर कंज्यूमर्स इन Lucknow saying at this lapse, at this quality failure that the group is facing?
देखिए, मैं राजधानी लखनऊ में हूं और ये पतंजलि का स्टोर है, आप देख सकते हैं। और यहाँ पर ग्राहक आते हैं और सामान ले जाते हैं। लेकिन अभी यहाँ पर दुकानदार हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं, हम इन्हीं से बात कर लेते हैं। जो ग्राहक आ रहे हैं, जिस तरीके की खबरें आई हैं कि सैंपल फेल हुआ है, उसको लेकर क्या असर पड़ा?
देखिए, थोड़ा बहुत तो पेपर जो आदमी ने पढ़ा या कस्टमरों ने पढ़ा है, लेकिन ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। जो फेक न्यूज़ है, 2020 का ये वीडियो एक वायरल हो गया, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है।
नहीं, आपसे यहाँ पर वो लोग क्या कह रहे हैं? क्या कोई सेलिंग पे असर पड़ा है?
सेलिंग पे कुछ खास नहीं है। हाँ, आदमी जो पहले 1 किलो ले जा रहा था, अब आधा किलो ले जा रहा है। कह रहा भैया मैं और बार ट्राई करके देखता हूँ, लेकिन खा रहा है आदमी पतंजलि का ही। अभी भी
कमी आई है।
अब ये कस्टमर के अंदर तो रहेगा ही भाई, सेहत की चीज़ है तो आदमी तो डरेगा है ही है। पेपर चल ही रहा है, न्यूज़ में आ ही रहा है, थोड़ा सा तो डर तो रहेगा ही, कस्टमर को तो डर रहेगा ही। अब सेहत की चीज़ें खा रहा है तो थोड़ा बहुत है। लेकिन हाँ, ये है कि थोड़ा सा ये है कि आधा किलो आदमी लेता था तो कहता भैया थोड़ा छोटा दीजिए, फिर देखते हैं खा के क्या इसमें आता है। बाकी शॉर्टेज है, हमारे वहाँ डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर पॉइंट में भी नहीं है, घी की शॉर्टेज बिक रहा है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है।
क्या लगता है आपको, कहीं सेहत के लिए नुकसानदायक तो नहीं? आपके पास कोई ये जानकारी आई हो, पतंजलि की तरफ से कुछ कहा गया हो?
नहीं आप सर, ये तो यहाँ पे तो हम लोग तो यहाँ राजधानी लखनऊ में है, ये तो वहाँ पे टेस्टिंग ही पता चलेगा कि क्या है आगे का। वैसे अब देखिए क्या होता है आगे का, बता पाएंगे।
बिल्कुल, जिस तरीके से ये दुकानदार हैं, सेलर हैं, इनका साफ तौर पर कहना है कि जो ग्राहक आ रहे हैं वो डिमांड थोड़ी कम हुई है। 1 kg के बदले जो है 500 ग्राम का हाफ kg ले रहे हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं इन सारी खबरों का असर राजधानी लखनऊ में दिखाई पड़ रहा है। सैंपल को लेकर जो खबरें आई, फेल होने की बात आई, मानक के हिसाब से नहीं बनाया गया था घी गाय का, तो इसको लेकर तो कुछ ना कुछ असर यहाँ के जो है दुकानदार ही स्वीकार कर रहे हैं।
जी बिल्कुल। वापस मैं मेहमानों का रुख करना चाहता हूं। ईशी खोसला, कमिंग टू यू एट दिस पॉइंट, दिस ऑफ कोर्स does show that the regulator is being strict, which is obviously important. Such quality checks are essential. These are not small companies, these are big brands that we're talking about. The Patanjali group, of course, here, which is why it's very important to scrutinize products and ensure that consumers' health does not suffer, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And especially when you're talking about health, Patanjali does stand for health and a brand setting apart from the routine kind of products. So it is certainly a betrayal of the faith that is reposed in the brand. And I think it's also something which then propels the need to do more testing of other brands and other products which are in the market, and to really understand that the problem is real, and to the extent of the problem, because like I said, an average person really cannot tell the difference. There are some crude tests at home which people can do in their homes, which is like refrigerate the ghee and for about an hour till it solidifies.
Yes.
And if it is adulterated, it has 2 layers, and it tends to be a little grainy and lumpy. If it is pure ghee, then it is uniformly frozen and solid.
Okay, we're
That's
running out of time.
one.
Bijon Mishra, last word to you. 30 seconds and I have to close.
Yeah, thanks. What I just want to tell you that a common consumer will never be able to differentiate. We should not go for such homemade tests, because you see those are not confirmatory tests. So naturally it will not stand in the court of law. We have to depend on the regulator, and we have to make sure, Uday, I am again repeating, we have to make sure that it is unbiased. It is not only Patanjali, all ghees need to be tested irrespective of what brand, and all the test results should be made public. Why only Patanjali? You see, my contention is, if that is the only brand which has failed the test, then it's okay. You are publicizing it, it is very good. But we must ensure that it is unbiased, neutral, and it is not with vested interest. So we have to become transparent in terms of picking up samples, which needs to be masked and which needs to be sent to a test, proper accredited testing laboratory. The report should be revalidated and then made public. So I definitely want the whole methodology which has gone behind such a statement which Uttarakhand government has given, the state regulator has given, so that we as consumers, we are quite confident about the mechanism, and we start looking at it as a credible mechanism in the interest of the consumer. So I feel that it's a right step, it's a good step. We should try to strengthen it further and make it more transparent, so that there is no biasness in the system.
All right, let's take a break. My thanks to our guests and reporters for joining us on the broadcast.